Hello friends, we are Joe
and Liisu.
and for the last month we have been traveling all over Iran, and now that the travels are done we realized that in this month we managed to break 5 crazy laws.
We later found out that the official punishment for these crimes is death penalty. And simply by posting this video we are setting ourselves in danger, and we can actually never go back to Iran because of this.
We still decided to go ahead and post this video because hopefully by the end of it you will also understand why there are currently anti-government protests going on. But let's get on with it and start by telling you of the first law that we broke.
I'm not sure if you knew it, but before the Islamic Revolution in 1979, Iran was a pretty nice country by free world standards. There were nightclubs, people wore what they wanted. It looked like Europe in that sense.
But after 1979, when the Islamic Revolution happened, a new set of laws came to place. And first of those new laws that we broke is about dancing in public. Public dancing in Iran is forbidden, and what's even more illegal is for men to see women dancing.
The sad part is Persians have thousands of years of dancing culture. For example, Kurds, Balochis and other tribes that lived here have their own national dances.
And just to show how far things have gone by now, Kurds, for example, have connected dancing with their religious rituals, and thanks to this they have obtained special permits to be able to perform their dances.
Oh, and if you're wondering what is the punishment for such a heinous crime, it's flogging.
Flogging, it literally means they beat you with a stick. Okay, but now let's move on to a bit more of a happy topic. For many people all around the world, finding our first love and dating is one of the most beautiful times of our lives. But well, not in Iran, because since 1979, when Sharia law was established, dating in the Islamic Republic is not allowed. I wanted to grab Liisu's hand. Usually when we walk on the street we hold hands, but then I remembered that public affection in Iran is not okay. So
the law even goes so far that unmarried men and women should not even shake hands. And what's more, women should not talk to men who are not their close relatives. So no talking to strangers for me.
well, believe it or not guys, but we are not married. And we have to come clean to you that over the past month in Iran, we have told everyone that we are.
I'm becoming a conservative woman and we just got married. I'm becoming a conservative woman.
Remember guys, we are married now.
Ta-dam.
We are really scared, like we go like this, wife, 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 wife. And the reason for this is quite simple, because if people are caught living in sin like we do, then the common punishment is 100 whiplashes. I don't know how this is a legitimate punishment for anyone. But if a woman is caught having sex outside of wedlock, the punishment can be even stricter. The punishment can be stoning. Literally death sentence by stones thrown at the woman.
As I've noticed, the punishments are way stricter if you're a woman.
And the sad thing is that this sort of punishment was supposed to be an ugly part of human history. But in 2013, the government of Islamic Republic of Iran decided to bring it back to life. So stoning is once again a thing in Iran.
And what makes it scary is that even though most of the time we were super careful, is our foreign plated car drives a lot of attention and police stops us quite frequently. But we can never know if it's a good cop or bad cop because they can always find something wrong if they want to.
We just had a midnight check. 5 officers wanted to see our passports. Actually, it's 1 o'clock at night. And also we have realized that by posting this video, we have said goodbye to Iran forever. Because saying this, criticizing the system is jail time for sure, if again not death penalty. And it's sad because we love this country. It's so beautiful. It's huge. It's like the size of half of Europe. And the locals here are extremely kind and welcoming. We're gonna get to spend our first evening with a local Iranian family today. First Iranian meal like this. Beautiful. But anyways, let's move on to the next topic. And it's gonna be a big one, because everybody has heard about the dress code in Iran.
First off, Iran is the only country in the world where dress code applies to all tourists as well. And we have all heard of the mandatory hijab, but it does not stop there. Legally, women can't show more skin than from their wrists to their fingers, from their ankles to their toes, and their face.
Many people don't know this, but men also have rules. For example, they are not allowed to wear shorts. Same goes about sleeveless shirts. And when it comes to this dress code law, we have been really, really careful. Because thanks to the protests going on, Iranian government has started arresting foreigners as like political prisoners. Because when they need something from Western countries, they're like, we got your people, you better act like we want to. So that's why we've been super careful, but there has still been like few times where we have broken this law.
Yeah, we have broken this law when it was 30 degrees outside, it was hot, and it was in secluded places.
But there's another place where this law is demanded, and it's while swimming.
While swimming. Morning swim is exciting. And I guess breaking the law with innocent things is weird.
Women are expected to wear like whole body hijab or a swimming suit when going for a swim.
Yeah, we did not do that. But I must say, I have been scared basically all of the times we've done that. Because if I want to go swimming, I'm gonna have to basically be a freaking ninja. And everything has to be covered. My head, my shoulders, my knees and toes. I can show nothing.
And what's the punishment if you get caught breaking this law?
Well, usually the punishment applies to women and they're gonna be re-educated on how to be a God-loving person in this country. But it also can be imprisonment.
And what has happened in the last few months that's even more disgusting is that as punishment, government has started taking away social services from the people who are not complying. So if you're not wearing a headscarf, you cannot see a doctor anymore. So it's like a blackmail. Okay, it was not the plan to make this video go darker and darker by the second, so for the next one, let's talk about the funny law that we actually ended up breaking, or I broke.
So the fourth law we ended up breaking is devil worshipping haircuts.
Are forbidden in Iran.
These are spikes, mohawks, and even ponytails are forbidden in Iranian men.
Yeah, I know probably many of you are thinking that spikes should have been banned all over the world, but I think that it's no government's business what kind of hair do their citizens grow on their body. And to make it even worse, they don't draw the line at haircuts. A few years ago there was a statement from a high official that from now on we're planning to ban plucking your eyebrows because it's a habit resulting of Western influence.
Unibrow all the way!
But you know what? I think some of those high officials themselves deserve a good plucking.
And I have to add that although Joe has a devil worshipper's hair, we haven't had any problems with it.
So I guess this law they don't like check on the streets. But now to the last law that we ourselves broke, that we know of. And this last one is actually the one that has put most tourists and foreigners in Iranian prisons. I'm really quite anxious now. In about 2 hours we're gonna cross one of the strictest and most dangerous borders in the world. And here we have 200 gigabytes of everything we filmed over the last month. So if they find it, we're gonna end up in prison for sure. They've done it to other foreigners before us.
You should never ever take any pictures of military or government buildings and infrastructure in Iran. Even if you do it accidentally, it's still forbidden.
Can you hear this drone? That's what Ukrainians hear every day. Throughout our journey in this country, our phones have actually been checked, and while they were checking mine, they found pictures of tanks. Like, the mood in the room just changed. Everybody was like, okay, now we're in trouble. Luckily one of them spoke English and I could tell him that those pictures are made in a museum. As soon as I said it, it felt like somebody put the heat back on, like, chill. But it was a really scary situation. This is a police station, so pretty much filming from this angle could send us straight to jail. And in the recent years, there has been many foreigners who have ended up in Iranian prisons simply because they made a picture in a wrong place without them knowing it was a military object.
I hope by now you understand that the point of this video is not to show that we are rebels and that we can break the law, that we put ourselves in danger, but to show what Iranian people go through every day. What are the risks? And to illustrate this, there is one more ridiculous law that could get you in trouble.
This law we didn't break ourselves, but many locals do. And this law goes as this. In Sharia law, animals like dogs and pigs are described as unclean, which means that it is prohibited to have a dog as a pet. She really likes her cucumber. Such a healthy breakfast.
And what happens if you have a dog and you're walking in the street is that people can take the dog away from you, kill the dog, and you will be heavily fined just for walking your dog.
And during the protests, one lady was even sentenced to jail for having a dog. Oh, and of course, if anybody in this country has something to say about those laws, well, let's call it criticism. Then the punishment for criticism, straight to jail.
For waging a war against God.
You shout like that, they put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing. Journalists, we have a special jail for journalists. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail.
Guys, in the last week of your life, how many of those laws have you broken?
Are they unreasonable? Are they reasonable? Maybe we're just weird.
And I guess now you also understand the reason of this video. And by understanding this, you also understand the reason why those hundreds, if not millions of Iranians are out there protesting, why they are out there on the streets.
It's not just a mandatory hijab law. They're wanting their basic human rights.
They're out there on the streets to be able to hold the hand of their loved one.
To speak freely.
And most of all, to be themselves without being afraid of being beaten or even murdered for it.
When we asked our Iranian friends, what can we as foreigners do? It was one message that they said the most. Be our voices. Just be our voices. Because the Iranian government doesn't want the information going outside of the country for the whole world to know what is actually here, how this country works.
social media is blocked, internet is being blocked as much as possible. And if you also want this message to be heard, then feel free to share this video. And also, if there's any special topics you would like us to talk in the next videos about Iran, then let us know about those in the comments as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today, and we'll see you next time.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.